In a scenario that is leaving Yankees fans anxious, Oswald Peraza, once considered the top prospect of the team, is now seen as a trade piece. But what went wrong for this player who promised so much? Does he really have a future with the Yankees? Or is it better for the franchise to part ways with him now? Stick with us because the answer might be more impactful than you think. Paraza, 24, enters this spring training with a lot to prove. What many don't know is that this will be the last year he can be sent to the minors without going through waivers. In other words, for him, it's either shine in this training camp or his career with the Yankees might come to an end. Fan-sided analyst Rucker Haringi highlighted Paraza as one of the team's biggest trade assets at the moment. Why would he be considered for a trade? Let's analyze this. The Yankees already have a well-formed roster, with Anthony Volpe locked in as shortstop and Jazz Chisholm Jr. moving to second base. This basically shuts the door on Paraza as a starter, which puts immense pressure on him to shine if he wants to secure a spot on the main roster. But can he surprise, or is he already out of the race? Here comes the first big point. Paraza still has potential. Despite his rough path so far, he is a solid defender, capable of covering several positions in the infield, which could attract teams in need of reinforcements in these areas. If a team has a hole at shortstop, they might try to bet on Paraza, believing that a good run of games and more MLB practice could make the difference. However, even with this flexibility, many doubt that he can immediately fit into a major team. But what really weighs in is Paraza's offensive performance. Last year, he had only 10 plate appearances with the Yankees and posted a .200 average. In his MLB career, he has only hit .216, with 4 home runs and 17 RBIs in 74 at-bats. These numbers are concerning, especially considering that the Yankees are at a crucial moment trying to revitalize the team and contend for the World Series title again. But does this mean Paraza's trade value will be very low? According to Haringi, the return for a potential trade of Paraza is not expected to be significant. He believes that if the Yankees can't find a place for Paraza on the opening day roster, he is most likely going to be claimed by another team through waivers. In this scenario, trading Paraza could only yield a mid-tier prospect, which would be a huge contrast to his initial expectations of being one of the team's top names. This would certainly be a big disappointment for the franchise. What's interesting is that Paraza became part of the Yankees in a very special way, signing with the franchise as an international free agent in 2016, when he was still considered a promise in Latin American baseball. This history adds a certain emotional weight to any move involving his departure. However, the current scenario demands that the Yankees be pragmatic and make the best choice for the future of the team. So how are the Yankees preparing for the upcoming season? Even without the reinforcement of Juan Soto, the team had a very busy offseason with the addition of names like Max Fried, Devin Williams, Cody Bellinger, and Paul Goldschmidt, all with the mission of giving New York a real chance to compete at the highest level. GM Brian Cashman, knowing the team is still one of the favorites in the AL East, is focused on strategically adjusting the roster. However, the pressure to reach the World Series is immense. And here's the detail: Paraza's market value is constantly falling. While he has the chance to reinvent himself in this spring training, the truth is that if the Yankees can't give him a relevant role, he might just become a trade piece for a mid-level prospect, something far below the initial expectations. This reflects how volatile a young player's career in MLB can be, especially when he fails to live up to the hype. With spring training approaching, Paraza's time is running out. He can still surprise and earn his spot on the team, or end up just another name on the franchise's trade list. What's certain is that he has a lot to prove if he wants to continue with the Yankees, and the possibilities of a trade are becoming more and more evident. But what about you? What do you think? Should the Yankees give Paraza another chance? Or is it better to trade him now before his value drops even further? Leave your opinion in the comments below. We want to know what you think. And if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and do so now and leave that like to show your support. Don't forget, we have much more Yankees news coming your way. Before you leave, check out our video on the Yankees' off-season moves. It might change your perspective on the 2025 season.